Hey, Zion Lutheran. This is Pastor John on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. This video is coming out a little late because I had a busy day. But I wanted to check in and let you know about some things that are happening here. But let me start with a reading from our psalm for this week, Psalm 69. Surely for your sake, O Lord, I have suffered reproach, and shame has covered my face. I've become a stranger to my own kindred, an alien to my mother's children. Zeal for your house has eaten me up. The scorn of those who scorn you has fallen upon me. I humbled myself with fasting, but that was turned to my reproach. I put on sackcloth and became a byword among them. Those who sit at the gate murmur against me, and drunkards make songs about me. But as for me, this is my prayer to you. At the time you have set, O Lord, in your great mercy, O God, answer me with your unfailing help. Save me from the mire and do not let me sink. Let me be rescued from those who hate me and out of the deep waters. Let not the torrent of waters wash over me, neither let the deep waters swallow me up. Do not let the pit shut its mouth upon me. Answer me, O God, for your love is kind. In your great compassion, you turn to me. Hide not your face from your servant. Be swift and answer me, for I am in distress. Draw near to me and redeem me, because of my enemies, deliver me. Friends, I had a lot of comments on the sermon I did on Jesus' call for us to go out and be servants, and I spoke a lot about racism in my family growing up and the difficulty of racism in our culture, in our country, in our world. And that psalm helps me express some of that frustration that we have with how our world is, how so many people see color as such a bad thing. And I hope to follow up this week with my sermon, going a bit deeper into what it means to live out a life of love as Jesus loved, to embrace even those negative and bad parts of our life and our world so that we can make a change. I truly believe that the discomfort we feel with all that's going on in our world should motivate us to make a change so that the world is a better place. The world is a place that God created where all are welcome, all are loved, and no one is discriminated against. It's just on the phone with my son over in Seattle, and racism is a really hard thing to wrap our heads around, and white privilege is one of those things that we all, especially as white people, we just want to shirk out against it. But when I was talking with Philip, he said, it's not that white people don't deserve what they work for and how hard they work for everything they've earned, but it's just that we're like 2 or 3 laps ahead of people of color, and only because of the color of their skin. The systems, our economies, and the way in which we live favor us because of our fair skin, and that's just not right and can't be tolerated. We are all deserving of freedom and the liberties and the ability to have a good life. And we need to dismantle those parts of our culture, our economy, our government, whatever it is, that favor us over people of color, or that make it so much harder for people of color to have the very same things that we have, and the very same freedoms and luxuries. So think about that, church, for a while. And we need to hold that discomfort in our lives and open our eyes to the systems that are just the cards are stacked against many people of color. We as white people have 2 or 3 laps ahead of them without any real doing of our own. It's just the way our systems have been built, and it's not right. So sit with that discomfort. Help us change that world and make a difference so that our world is a better place. So grace and peace to you as you sit with that discomfort and pay attention to what's going on in our world so that changes can be made. I want to thank all those who came to church on Sunday for the in-person worship. We've now gone to streaming a service available at 9 a.m. on Sundays, and then at 10 a.m. we're having in-person worship. We did worship inside our building this Sunday. There was about 23 members, and about 6 or so of us were helping with the service, thanks to those who ushered and the council members who came. It was enjoyable and helpful to see each other. We did wear our masks inside, and yes, that's a discomfort and kind of a hassle, but it does protect us from one another, and hopefully to not spread that disease. Even if it is going down in numbers, we still want to be precautionary here. I want to tell you about this coming Sunday. We are going to worship right out here on the lawn and in our cars. We have purchased an FM transmitter that allows us to broadcast for at least a couple of blocks around Zion. So we can have a full parking lot full of people tuned in to the FM station that we have. And you can enjoy the service that way. You can bring your lawn chairs and sit out here on this beautiful green lawn that our custodian Eric has done such a great job getting ready. Bring some lawn chairs. We will, if we are able to have outside worship, we're going to get the clavinova out here, and I'll play the guitar. We'll sing. Hallelujah, we'll sing. And if you're in your car, you can sing. We're going to try that. If the weather is like it is today, it will be a fabulous day. And there's plenty of room on our lawn and in our parking lot so that we can all continue to stay 6 feet apart. We will plan to do communion, but in a way that's different. We will have people come forward and pick up a plate, which will have the communion elements on it. We will opt to use grape juice for everyone, and then also have wafers, and they'll all be saran wrap covered, prepared very carefully with gloved hands and masks, so that we will do our best not to be passing anything around. Those of you in cars, we will bring the elements to you, and you can join in that. Of course, if this is uncomfortable for you, please note that we have a recorded service that will be available at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Again, I want to thank all the leadership. Our council just met last night and reiterated the time to continue with our guidelines the way we are through the month of June and into July. And each day that the cases are down is a good thing, and we hope that that continues. But we want to be safe and healthy for everybody. Thank you for all your financial gifts. That is unbelievably important to us, especially in the summer. Our treasurer gave a good report last night, and we continue to thank each and every one of you for sending in your gifts, for electronically signing up and having those gifts regular. We are going to be available to receive your gifts on Sunday, of course, if you want to bring your envelopes. We'll have offering plates out for that as well. Thanks for tuning in today. Pray that God will support and strengthen you in all that you do. Help us in this very challenging and difficult times of life in many different ways to use these discomforts and to use these challenges to make our world a better place, where all are loved, all are welcome, all are received, and where justice and mercy prevail. Justice for all, mercy for all, and peace for all. God bless you, and may you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.